Welcome and back to another Magnet Bowl Productions. Copyright by Declan.
What are some special abilities that you have? What makes you you?
What I feel like makes me me is like I'm really good at like building stuff like this. I'm good at building because I feel like I have a very creative mind, so I can like create like good like building things. I really love. So
what are some other things about you, like school things or family things or?
Well, for one thing, I feel like special abilities, I feel like for school things, I feel like I kind of always want to like answer the questions and like learn new stuff. Like just today I asked my science teacher like how does like two atoms conjoin to each other without exploding? Like how does CO2 combine with 6 H2O molecules without exploding? And she explained that there are enzymes with these little connectors into each other that fit the exact like molecule space and formation, and that's how they meet in a safe way. So that's what she told me. So I'm a very curious learner.
What are you doing when 3 hours fly by like 3 minutes?
Oh. I would either say watching trains or building trains, or maybe watching planes, or maybe like planes. Trains or planes are kind of my jam, and they really help me pass the time. Like sometimes I like right next to you guys are like a big container of like wooden track sets, and sometimes those things take like 3 hours and it flies by so fast.
Where do you like to watch trains, and what kind of trains?
Well, I commonly like to watch passenger trains at passenger train stations, especially King Street Old Town Station, because one, there's cargo trains there and those are nice. The trains stop, and I think the trains that I find my favorite to watch are probably like Amtraks or VREs, because I don't see VREs very often, but every now and then I'll see them, and I kind of like that.
Can you tell me an interesting Amtrak fact?
Well, for one thing, Amtrak has evolved so much from when it first started. Like, its first couple of engines were all the way back to, like, F and E units. Like, those were some of its first engines. And it's gotten all the way to the Amtrak Aero, which is it's a diesel train, but it's like good for the environment. Like you can, just by saying that, you can see how much technology is just advanced for like a lot of different things. That's what I had to say.
Why do you think that you should go to Templeton?
Well, because for one thing is that I feel like, for one thing, I would say grades are kind of like, I get that like teachers in public schools like say, oh, they're great, but tests don't show how good or bad someone is. It just shows how good their memorization is and how much time they put into it. So they may have gotten an 100 and had no idea what this was about. Like, it doesn't show what you don't know. It's all about memorizing. And that doesn't help anybody, because then the teachers will say, oh, you mastered this. and then they'll like a couple years later they'll say, you know this, and then said, I never learned this, I just memorized the answers. Because not like it's not, it's like I say it's helpful, but it's also could use some work. Like say like maybe you could like instead of like, I don't know how you would like fix it, but what my idea could be is like you like work on it and then see how much you can like learn, and then it like gives you a bunch of questions, but instead of it being like a bunch of set questions like how many years ago did the dinosaurs exist? Like that isn't like someone could memorize that. But if you could just put like a large sheet of paper and tell them to write an essay of what you've learned, that's not technically memorization. That's just what you have learned in total. And then instead of giving them like an A, a B, or C, or a D, or a F, instead you could say like, this part is really good, but this part isn't. Why don't we work on this part for a little longer? And that's why I feel like I should go to Templeton, because I feel like it has all those things that I just said, so.
And how do you think you're going to get to Templeton?
Well, if my mom allows it, I think I'm going to take the metro, because you can tell me which stop you need to get to, and I will find you the fastest and alternative routes. I will not ever not get you to your destination. I will even tell you if it's like you want to go to Smithsonian, like the Air and Space Museum down by National Mall. I would say that if you are, since my school right now is in Columbia Heights, all you have to do is you take the green line down to La Flamme Plaza and get on the blue line and go to Smithsonian Station, and then it's like right next to it. So I also find the fastest route. There's always an alternative route, but I usually would find the fastest.
Thank you for watching this film by Magnet Ball Productions. This film was written, hosted, and edited by Declan Brimner. This film was copyrighted by the Snowball Trademarking Company and recorded by Train Films, Inc. And special thanks to Vanessa Brimner and Matthew Fitzsimmons for allowing this to be possible.